What's up, investors? Mike from MJF Invest. We're here. We're doing Friday night stocks, nerds only, serious investors only. I got a couple topics I wanted to talk about, a couple things I wanted to go over. So let me get started. I got a delicious iced tea here. Before I get going, please smash that like button. I had a few things again I wanted to discuss, talk about. I'm going to see if I get a few more people in here before I really get into a couple of topics. First and foremost, thank you for joining me on Friday night. This is something that I'm thinking about doing like on a recurring basis. Maybe just check in, do like a recap, on Friday night of the previous week. Go over the big stories, things that I'm looking for, and then just my thoughts, and then I'll take some questions. I don't know how long I'll stay on for, but I don't really have anything planned, and so I'm excited. First and foremost, hello everybody. Thank you for joining me. The first thing I want to talk about was right before I jumped on this live stream. There was a company I've been talking about on my channel called AppHarvest. I first actually started covering it when it was ticker symbol NOVS. Welcome. Hey, Deco. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining me. Happy to have you here. Everybody, please hit that like button. Gravinder, thank you for joining. And Sean, thank you for joining. Appreciate having you guys. So I got some pretty good news about AppHarvest. I just seen on LinkedIn that Jim Cramer invited Jonathan Webb on his show, and Jonathan Webb has accepted the invitation. And I'm particularly happy about that is because I said that in my content that I made a few months ago. Exactly. And I said, for whatever reason, when I heard Jonathan Webb talking about his company, he was a very fiery guy. He was very inspirational, right? He was the kind of guy you believed in. He got me hyped right away. And that was back when it was NOVS. It was pretty much right around the day they announced the SPAC. That stock is trading over $30 now. They gave me a 3x return. But now that I know this, I kind of wish the market was a little more stable because you could see that as a swing trade. I promise you guys, this guy, you got to look into him. His name is Jonathan Webb. He's the CEO of AppHarvest. And he's the type of guy you get very excited listening to him talk. He's bright. He's fiery. He don't take crap from journalists. I was a big fan of, just that alone. So, I expect when he goes on Mad Money with Cramer, that company will get some attention and people will jump on board. That's ticker symbol APPH. If you're not familiar, I do have content on my channel if you wanted to look into it a little bit. In a brief summary, it's an agriculture technology company. They call it ag tech. It's basically these very efficient, like super greenhouses that use 90% less water. They're based out of Appalachia, Kentucky. What's efficient about that is Appalachia is a one-day drive to all U.S. major markets, okay, which is very efficient. So that results in fresher foods as well as a reduced carbon footprint. So we're talking green, clean energy here. So, really, really, really cool. Like I said, 90% less water. A lot of the water is recycled. They're very aggressive. They're already breaking ground on their third facility. So, I'm excited. I could be excited about that company. And the more I look into it, the more I think that's a very good long-term investment. So if you guys aren't familiar with that one, check that one out. APPH, AppHarvest. Also interesting fact, Martha Stewart sits on the board of directors. She has a platform and access and to, for people to get excited, right? And at least bring attention to the company. Which should be factored in, especially if you're looking for a momentum trade or a swing trade. I looked after you mentioned on Sunday, cool concept and good for the local community. Absolutely. And I really respect how AppHarvest is. They're making like a farm system in a sense. They have deals with the University of Kentucky as well as like local high schools. So the governor's on board. They're also doing pretty cool stuff like with the Netherlands to get involved in some export. Basically, the gist too is that the whole Southwest region is struggling with hydration. It's basically on fire. You know, California is wildfires, Mexico, you know, this is where most of our produce comes from. If the pandemic showed us one thing, it's that we need to be reliant on ourselves, right? Especially at the very least for food. It's one thing to go without product, right? Like technology, this, that, who cares? We need food, and we need to grow food here in the United States, right? The pandemic definitely pointed that out, and AppHarvest fills that gap in a lot of different things, like green energy. Like I said, it just fits in perfectly in the future. And again, their biggest asset, I believe, is their CEO. Really cool, man. Really cool stuff. So that was positive sign. I seen that just on LinkedIn, like literally right before I logged on to go live. Jonathan Webb put on his LinkedIn. He said, you know, to Jim Cramer, I accept. So, you know, we have some, you know, knowing that, you know, could be ripe for a swing trade, you know. You know, again, though, but I don't want to promote too many speculative trades in this kind of market. I wish the market was a little stable. I would say 100% for a momentum trade or a swing trade. But as a long-term investment, this looks pretty good. So, you know, look into it, see if it's for you. They already have regional deals in Walmart and the big grocers. You know, that makes it a little easier for a national plan as well, right? Like they're sold in, and they have deals with Walmart and Target, you know, in West Virginia, in Kentucky, in that whole region, if you will. And I feel like that's an easier transition and a likely transition as these farms continue to grow. I mean, and as they lay them out, that it'll be a national partnership, which means revenue, right? You know, I'll be looking for them to how they're going to be increasing margins. You know, I don't want to tell you like grab it and hold it for 10 years, but this looks really good, even long term. So at least keep an eye on it. Another interesting thing that happened during the week was the USPS contract was named to Oshkosh. You know, that hurts for Workhorse, but if you're a long-term Workhorse investor, you know, I've said a few times on this channel, excuse me, that we won't know the real potential of Workhorse until Dragonfly is laid out. If you don't know what Dragonfly is, that's the drones. The drone technology. The drone technology is what's going to dramatically lower the cost of last mile delivery. Okay, and that's going to disrupt quite a bit. So you know, it was nice for Workhorse to have a short-term growth driver like the USPS contract, but you know, that wasn't the only thing. It wasn't doom or gloom. We saw the very next day they got hammered. Everybody was like, RIP Workhorse. ARK turned around and bought 660,000 shares the very next day. So I think that kind of, you know, settled some retail investors down, maybe stopped the bleeding for a little bit. And you know, and you know, that's the kind of market we're in. Everybody's thinking very short term. So if you could have a long-term outlook and a long-term philosophy, long-term strategy, you know, I really think there's some great opportunities, especially in days and weeks like today. You know, your conviction trades, I'm sure they were cheap today, right? They were cheap yesterday. You know, with that being said, it could be very difficult. You know, I was kind of freaking out myself, you know, and writing notes and, you know, using little methods to try to calm myself down and, you know, keep my head in the game. But it's difficult, man, because, you know, you work very hard over the course of a year. Let's say it took me about a year to, you know, over the last year to get my portfolio to where it is. You know, I 20x'd in the last year. I gave 25% of that back in less than 30 days. So that could be very, you know, discouraging, and also, you know, make you feel, you know, nervous and a little uneasy. But that's the game. That's the game we play here. You know, I mean, being a growth investor, you know, you got to have the stomach for it. So you got to be prepared to watch your portfolio take a 40% hit and say to yourself, I'm adding, you know. So those are the kind of companies that I want to promote. You know, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I'm constantly sending that message. You know, send or put companies in your portfolio that you believe in long term. You know, the stock market is a vehicle, transfer of wealth from the impatient to the patient, right? So long-term outlooks, long-term philosophy. You know, not getting too caught in the, you know, in the short term, right? You know, like what's the big deal, right? Like a good example, I talk about it all the time. Pure Storage. Pure Storage just had a great earnings call on Tuesday. Ticker symbol PSTG, that is. I am a long-term bull. I love that company. I have lots of content, a playlist, about 5 or 6 videos And I'm getting ready to make another video about it. They just had their earnings. I'm very excited about their earnings. Some great things. They had 8 deals. Oh, excuse me. Of $10 million or more. 8 different deals of $10 million or more. That was a record. They beat revenue expectations with $503 million. They upped their subscription revenue. A lot of positive stuff. Oh, and the most important thing that got completely overlooked, and then it sold off, was a $200 million buyback. It's fantastic as a shareholder. I mean, really exciting stuff, really positive. Also, I just got news today about Pure Stories that they're going to do a virtual conference on March the 2nd, and they have a Morgan Stanley tech conference on March the 3rd. I'm expecting that to be catalyst for upgrades. So, you know, that could be a big indicator. When some of these analysts upgrade their price targets or upgrade it from a buy to a strong buy, I think that's when the floodgates really open with this company. You know, I think they're late. I really do. I don't know what they're looking at. I don't understand it. They're just totally missing this one. You know, we're here early. I know it. You know, I know it. I could feel it in my gut, and I'm hammering. They're wrong. The market's wrong about this. $23 a share for a massive company in a few years. Really excited. You know, watch my content if you haven't on that. I see here we got some new eyes in here, guys. So smash that like button, please. That kind of stuff really helps the channel. I would really like to, you know, like I said, that stuff helps. I want to have an interactive channel. I want to become more visible. We're getting ready to monetize. I want to start doing stuff like this, Friday night stocks, you know, little stuff like that. I want to start inviting some other content creators onto the channel, possibly having some discussions. You know, I've been making some nice contacts too, like in social media and Twitter. You know, I became pretty friendly with an IT guy, an architect that actually installs an engineer for some of these IT companies like Dell and Pure Storage. I asked him if maybe he'd come on. He said he would. You know, and I'm going to continue to hunt it and put it down and try to put some cool content out there just for regular people. You know, because again, that's my message. This is for regular people. This is not, you know, for the exclusive suits. You know, as much as they want it to be. You know, I discussed it a little earlier. You know, somebody gave me some flack in one of my content on one of my previous videos about a week ago, and he started talking about my appearance. You know, with the hair and the beard and the tattoos, and he was like, you know, how am I going to take you serious when you look like that? And, you know, I don't care if he takes me serious. My message is to regular people out there, man. Look, if I could do it, you could do it. You know, it's nothing special. It's time, it's effort. You know, and with a right strategy and right philosophy and the effort, it can be done, man. And it's life-changing stuff. It could change your, you know, generations. It could change bloodlines. You know, don't leave this crap for the suits. Oh yeah, I ain't worried about that guy. Yeah, I ain't worried about that guy, Sean. Thank you though, man. But really though, you know, at the end of the day though, I don't mind. You know, for me, I want people to look at me and go, that guy's doing it. You know, that's the biggest compliment in the world for me. You know, really, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, there's some trolls out there, man, and people are mean on the internet. And when you start making content, you know, you're gonna draw some of that. But overall, you know, man, most of my audience is amazing, man. I met people like Sean and Deco, been awesome, been on a lot of stuff. And now Gurvinder also. I think I've seen you on a couple of things too. So I'm also growing a really awesome audience and positive people with positive feedback. You know, I just brought that up. You know, because it was like it had to be one of the only negative comments I've gotten in, you know, 5 months of content creating. But it was just, you know, it was interesting to me. You know, he said it like that, and I was just like, you know, hey man, you know, that's what I said. You know, I just want you to look at me and say, you know, if that guy can do it, I can do it too. You know, like whatever. Some people are stupid and ignorant. So no, absolutely, man. Yeah, I don't really put much time or energy into that. I don't mind, you know. And I don't take too much stuff personally. You know, I try to be aware of that kind of stuff. So That's his shit, but whatever. But in general, it is what it is. Another topic I wanted to discuss tonight on this video. What was the next thing? Workhorse, Jonathan Webb. How crazy the market was. The Pure Storage earnings. A couple other things too. I didn't take any positions this week. Normally, when I'm like I said, I'm gonna continue to try to do this on Friday nights. And talk about wrap up the previous week. I didn't take really any new positions, except for ARKG, which is not a sexy play. It's an ETF. You know what I mean? And it's not sexy. It's not an EV stock. I know it's not going to go flying 300% one day. But again, I've been really preaching, and I want to practice what I preach. And it's about long-term investing in companies that you're going to believe in. And if it sells off 10%, 15%, 20%, I'm going to add. So that's a rule that I'm implementing in my portfolio. So, I'm going to have to, take some unsexy trades because every time there's a correction, I don't want to lose 50%. I just don't, and that's what happens with these growth stocks. They don't hold gains in this kind of market. Another thing, and over the last couple of months, I've been really saying, man, watch who you're listening to on these kind of platforms, YouTube, Twitter, StockTwits. There's some really smart guys making content, really smart, really good guys doing it. But there's also some frauds, man. They don't know what they're doing. They're telling people some BS, and everybody's a genius in a bull market. You know what I mean? Everybody. And when you turn into a more realistic market or a bear market, you're not going to be able to just buy any stock and everything flies. And I feel like that was like an approach and a strategy that a lot of guys were taking, making videos. They were just picking any penny stock that they could. Just knowing that at some point this thing's gonna fly, with no real research, no real reason, no real fundamentals, no metric. They're just kind of like going on camera, telling their audience, "Yo, buy this. This is this is $1. This is gonna be $5." Meanwhile, maybe they're right a couple times. When they're wrong, they never bring it up again. Who knows how many people are holding a bag, right? And again. But the market was so friendly the last year that people did look like gurus. This channel is the opposite of that. I don't want to ever tell anybody what to buy. I'm no smarter than anybody else. But I think I know how to research stocks. I think I know how to find some pretty good ones, and I think I got something to offer an audience. Considering. But more or less to teach the audience how to do it themselves, right? Like, I don't really see much value in like me telling you what exactly to buy, when to buy it, right? Because if you don't know how to play it, you're going to lose money anyway, right? Look at CCIV. There's people who ended up losing a lot of money on that. And I've been talking about that. Stay away from these speculative trades like that if you don't have the stomach to stay in it, And that's the problem. A lot of people want to jump in. They get overzealous. They jump right in these trades. And then as soon as there's a dip, they get out. Now you lost money. Everybody else made money, but you lost money. How does that help, right? So, yeah. Yep. So, that's the kind of the channel I want to promote. I am going to get my Patreon started. There is a link in my description. It is the first link. There's going to be a couple different tiers. One tier is going to just be, thank you for saying that. One tier is just going to be, maybe one-on-one coaching. It could be very hands-on. We could Zoom call. It could be like, one-on-one. I'll work with you once a week, whatever. That's going to be a little bit more expensive. I'm going to implement a Discord, but I'm only going to take a certain amount of people. With the Discord, we'll take, $20 a month. I'll take like 40 people maybe, if I could get that many, But if I could get more than that, I won't though, because I just don't see how I can manage more than that and be hands-on and really help. So I am going to lay that out. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. What did you buy when the market was down today? The only thing I added all week was I hammered Pure Storage, which is my biggest conviction trade. I added to Tesla. I also, the only new position I took, to answer your question, is ARKG. I did not add anything new, but I added to almost all my conviction trades. Of course, I tried to take advantage of that. I tried to, it was tough, man. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I felt nerves this week for the first time in that I can remember, or in maybe the first time ever. Like I was scared, man. I really was. I was like, Jesus, is this gonna, like, how far is this gonna go down? And I know it's expected, right? I know it's expected, and I know corrections are also healthy. And also, I want to throw another perspective out there. Is these are great buying opportunities. These are the best days to buy your conviction trades. These are the best days to add to the companies you believe in over the next 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 3 years. You don't want to get so wound up in what the price is going to be on Friday. There's no way to do that. You're going to lose money, I promise you. You're going to lose too much money. It's impossible. You don't know. These people, these market makers know what they're doing, man, and they don't lose money. They're not in it to lose. Kathy Woods, MJF Invest. That's right. Well, I know everything she said. I don't know where I got it from. I probably did get it from her. I usually, I do. I listen. When Kathy Wood talks, I listen. When Chamath talks, I listen. I really like Anthony Papiano about when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to like the Lightning Network and cryptocurrencies. Pomp is awesome. I listen to him. I respect what he says. I respect what a lot of people say, but I mean, like with Kathy Wood and Chamath, I listen to everything they say. I mean, like, I have my notifications set on Twitter. So when they send a tweet out, I want to know. I want to know what they're saying. I want to know what they're talking about. I watch, if an interview comes up, I watch it. I want to know. I'm interested in what they're doing all the time. All great leaders today. Yes, I hope so. Those are probably my biggest influences, particularly Chamath. I know Chamath is like, and you're like, oh, Chamath is everybody's, right? But he really had a big impact on me, pretty early. I really respected what he did with Facebook, with the Golden State Warriors, and then looking into some of his trades with Virgin. Like once Virgin Galactic came public, like then I was all in. I was like, wow, man, this guy's really something, And the thing that I respect about him the most is the fact, not only is he good for investors, and he's going to make your money, and you're going to get a return on your investment in time if you're patient. But he's also bringing companies public that are really changing the world and making the world a better place. And what can be, what can you say bad about that, right? Yes, ticker symbol HOL. That's Astra. I like that company. Out of the space stocks, I like that one. Yes, Chamath is the king of SPACs. That's right. That's right. I think he's going to be the king of a little bit more than that. I could certainly see it, and I don't know when, maybe 2025-ish, when some of these companies mature, Chamath will be in like the top 5 richest people in the world. He'll start to be a household name. He'll be like the Warren Buffett, if you will, of his generation. And probably one day, one of the greatest investors of all time, because I'm pretty certain that he's going to come awfully close to being a trillionaire, at some point. And that's just my speculation. Yes, he may be the next Warren Buffett. That's right. That's kind of what I was getting at. I really like his vision. I really respect his vision. If you look at his portfolio too, across the board, he's very strategic and smart. I got on MP right away with him. I made a good trade. I made a lot of money on MP Materials. I jumped on MP right away. What MP Materials is doing as well, really smart. Okay, I don't know who's familiar or not familiar with that company. I'm just going to give you a brief rundown if you wanted to look into it. Basically, the way things sit is most of our rare earth minerals come from China. Okay, when there's conflict, what do? They use it as leverage. They constantly threaten, we're going to cut you off, this and that. The problem is these rare earth minerals are very valuable, especially in the future, in technology, in wind turbines. So all these climate change things need these minerals. There's a particular mineral called neodymium. Okay, neodymium is a mineral that helps make magnets, and magnets are a big part of electric vehicles' engines. They can't be made without magnets. So if you look into MP Materials, you'll see they're laying their plan out. They're looking good. Everything's looking strong. But they're telling you in 3 years' time in their investor presentation, we're going to have a neodymium and magnet service. We're basically going to be the epicenter of neodymium and magnets, right? And if you have to look into the investor presentation and dig a little bit, but that's their vision, and it's needed, right? And that's Chamath led the pipe on that one as well. If you look into Desktop Metal, same thing. That's a 3D printing company. You look into Metromile, that's an insurance company. First disrupting auto, but they're going to end up disrupting all insurance, I think. I love that company, Mile. Neodymium, yes, this is the information I like. Okay, good. Yeah, hopefully I can cover more of that. The stock I was just talking about was MP Materials, Deco, if you wanted to look into that one. China is stripping Africa of all natural minerals in basically whatever they can. Exactly. And now MP Materials is in control of Mountain Pass. It was owned by Molycorp in the past. It's the North America's largest mine. It's the largest rare earth mine in North America. If you look at a map, I wish I could, and if anybody understands this or could help me at some point, this is why I want to be able to do a live stream where I could share my screen. But the problem is I'm a caveman. You know what I mean? I don't know technology that well. So I need a software that I can record my webcam and share my screen simultaneously. Because right now would be a good time. I would love to pull a chart up and show you, where the rare earths come from. They come from all over the world. All from the east. And then there's the mine in North America, MP Materials. So, that's built-in demand, and especially with this EV revolution coming, we're going clean, right? We're going clean energy. I mean, that was a can't miss. I made content about that one pretty early. I think that was like my third video that I had ever made. The quality of the video is not good, but the information was. It ended up being right. I talked about call options in that video. That was a play that I made, and I did real well on it. So neodymium is the information I like. So Chamath is really a respected figure. He just named 2 other pipes. I don't know if you guys caught that during the week. Particularly the one that I like better is the Grayscale, the robotics one. It's a robot. It's like it automates warehouses. It's ticker symbol RAAC. Chamath led the pipe on that one. He announced it just the other day. With the market going down the way it's been, it could still be a good trade. I kind of like that one better than the Renew Energy one, which is India's largest, clean energy distributor. I have to look a little further into that one. I think that one's RMGM, but the one that I really liked was RAAC. Looked really fascinating, really interesting. They had a service in there, robotics as a service, which I never heard that before. But what really attracted it to me is I like asset-light businesses that can invoke recurring revenue. Hence why I liked Pure Storage so much. We're talking about 70% margins with a subscription-based model, recurring revenue. It's pretty much it's not a can't miss, but those are the companies I want. High margins, light assets. RAAC is exactly that. The moat is, I guess, I don't know to compare it to other robotics companies, but they're saying that factories and warehouse work is basically 5% automated at this point. They believe that it'll be upwards of 50% automated. So there's a big gap to be filled. All this happening simultaneously with while they're trying to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. These companies are going to turn around and say, yeah, definitely $15 an hour. We'll hire one person to run 7 machines. So I don't know how many jobs that's going to create. As a human being who has empathy and cares for others, I don't know how much I like that. I'm not a fan of things that take jobs away. But as an investor, I mean, look what we're talking about here. We're talking about an asset-light company that's offering robotics as a service. Subscription fees. They're going to let you lease robots. That's going to bring in money every month. So what do I think of Tesla making microfactories for genomics industry? Tesla builds the machine that makes the machine will be the leader. You know what? I'm not exactly educated enough to really have a topic. To have an opinion on that. I did notice it. I seen it. I didn't get deep enough to dispute. And I know, we've had some talk, so I know that you know what you're talking about. So I'm going to read that out loud, and I believe you. Yes, I believe Tesla builds the machines and makes the machines will be the leader, of course. What do I think of Tesla making microfactories? I'm not sure. And again, I don't know about the microfactories that much. I will look into it a little further. Tesla is just a car company. Yeah, I know. I like how Jim Cramer always likes to say that now, because Jim Cramer's like, well, Tesla's not just a car company. Jim Cramer was yelling for years about how Tesla was overvalued. Now he doesn't want to be lumped in with the boomers. So like he talks like he's down. You know what I mean? He talks like he's down. He's like, yeah, well, Tesla's not a car company. It's like, come on, Jim, shut up. You know what I mean? And I love Jim Cramer. Jimmy Chill's the best, but you can't bash Tesla and make it, and then just think I'm going to forget about it. You know what I mean? Because I was a Tesla bull, and it bothered me that this guy was not, because it influenced me at the time. I wasn't, I wasn't able to analyze my own, stocks that much on my own and have like real strong conviction. So I would come up with a thing, and then I would look for validation from a guy like Jim Cramer, and I couldn't get it. So, and now he thinks he knows, but I didn't forget. And no, Tesla is not a car company. It's the furthest thing. It's a tech company. It's a clean energy company. It's a software company. I mean, Tesla is the most amazing company in the world. I love that company. And we were having a hard time coming up with an accurate valuation about them before. Now that they own Bitcoin and put so much in Bitcoin, like, good luck accurately giving them a valuation now. So, you know what I mean? I mean, could we see a $10 trillion market cap? I think we could, by 2030. I don't know if I would get in. I don't know if there's any Tesla bears on here or in the live stream, but, I might get crap for that. But I see Tesla possibly having not possibly. I see Tesla likely having between an $8 and a $10 trillion market cap by 2030. Mainly from, the Powerwall and the robo-taxis. The robo-taxi network and the ride-sharing network that they're going to lay out, I believe, is going to draw massive revenue, as well as the semis and everything else that they're doing, So they're incredible, Tesla. He's incredible. Elon Musk is amazing. It's incredible. A couple other things I wanted to talk about. What else have you guys been looking into? Did anybody else look into RAAC? Did anybody see that? I like that one. Did anybody else take a look? I'm an MMEX bag holder, so I have bought more sketchy stocks, but I remembered I was mentioning NSAV. They just promised no reverse splits, and stock went up while TSNP did one also and went way up. What about Apple and their possible future interest in EV? Yes, just was about to ask about Apple. Now, it's hard to they're Apple, right? Like, they're Apple, right? So you got to pay attention to what they're doing. I can't really give an opinion though until I know it's there. Like, when people were telling me, like, should I buy CCIV? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I like Lucid Motors. I do. Compared to the rest of the startups, I like them. But I don't know if CCIV is going to be Lucid, right? Like, I don't want to deal in, speculation like that. Like, I want to deal in facts, and what's certainties. So, Apple wanting to be involved in EVs, I'm expecting they will. I expect the EV sector and the car industry as a total to be Apple, Amazon, Google, the computer companies. There's just going to be sophisticated computers, self-driving cars. I don't think there's going to be Ford and Toyota, or there may be, but it's going to be a little different. I see it more or less. These tech companies that dominate tech will dominate the auto industry. They will insure their own cars. It will be a completely different industry and world that we're looking at. It's confirmed, right? No, I don't know. I don't think it's confirmed. I don't know. Lucid and CCIV. I don't think it's confirmed. Apple, I hold, but NSAV and TNSAP are 310X stocks at this point in time. TSNP and which one? NSAV. I gotta look into these companies. You're telling me they're 10X? These are 10X bags right here that you're giving me. You're dropping gems. Let me write these ones down real quick. TSNP. I could have swore I looked into TSNP and passed on it. I'm pretty sure, but I got to do it again. Okay, HUMBL, Humble. Okay, just CIB, Lucid, letter of, yeah. Okay, they did. All right, so I guess they don't have a DA yet though. But let me just give you another perspective very quickly about Lucid, and I want you to know this, everybody. I don't know, whatever. Now, Lucid out of the startups is certainly one of my favorites. I like Lucid. I like Rivian, right? And QuantumScape I like too. QuantumScape's pretty good. Perspective. LOL. And QuantumScape's also pretty good. These EV companies, right? They're like, oh, this is a Tesla killer. This is this. Yo, these companies, not one of them is anywhere near as Tesla. Lucid's pre-revenue. They have a prototype. You know what I mean? How are they going to keep margins with battery? Even Fisker, people are like Fisker. Fisker's got like a million things going on. Who's manufacturing his cars? Where's he getting his battery from? What is he doing for his charging network? I'm not buying that company until I know those. What's his autonomous technology like? Guy's already busted 2 companies. I'm not buying Fisker. I'm sorry. No offense to any like Fisker owners, But if you own an EV company and it's not Tesla, you're gambling. You're certainly gambling. Now Lucid would be my pick because they have the deal for with Electrify America for charging. I don't know what they're doing for their batteries. I have to find that out. SIRC is a beauty too. I have to find out what they're doing for their batteries. And I know they're manufacturing for themselves, which gives them an edge up. That's why that's why I don't even give Fisker a chance. He's not even manufacturing his own cars. I don't see how that's going to work. And I certainly don't know, how he's going to keep margins when he's got to pay this one to manufacture. He's got to get this with his, for his batteries. And these are questions that every EV company, when you're analyzing an EV company, you have to get those answers. You have to. An auto company itself is very difficult. The EV startup that focuses on that time will do great. That's right. And here's the problem with Lucid. No matter what I look into on the internet, I cannot find their autonomous technology. I know their cars look beautiful. It's a prototype though. This is where Tesla had a big problem. If you remember, if you go back and read some stories, Tesla, he was looking to sell his company. He was looking to sell his company to Apple if they would take the phone call, because manufacturing is different than a prototype, right? Nikola Badger looks great. That to manufacture, you know what I'm saying? Prototypes are not the same thing. So Lucid Motors is not Tesla. It's nowhere near Tesla. And maybe 10 years from now, or 5 years from now, 3 years from now, when they get some stuff going, maybe then they could be Tesla. But right now they got to just win amongst the startups. FRSX is a yes. I love FRSX. I made quite a few videos about that company. I don't know if you're familiar with my channel. If you just got here, please hit that subscribe button. Go to my playlists when you're done. I have FRSX playlist. I have a pretty extensive deep dive. I'm proud of the way I've covered that stock. We got there pretty early. Talked about partnerships with FLIR, NVIDIA, Elbit Systems. a lot of good, positive stuff. And the fact that what's driving them, right? Like what made them run up from $1? Like when we started talking about them, they were $1 or 89 cents, 90 cents. From then, they got a deal with Rail Vision, with a Japanese multi-billion-dollar company. Rail Vision is a subsidiary, okay? And I think that's the third most attractive part of their company, okay? After that, they got a pilot program with the Japanese automaker for iNet Mobile, which is also a subsidiary. When you're talking about FRSX, when you're analyzing FRSX, QuadSight is the product. QuadSight is the company, right? We don't have any news on QuadSight yet. All I know is the Jetson, NVIDIA integrated QuadSight into the Jetson, okay? Integration, that means it comes stock. And they also have a deal with FLIR, okay? When you start looking around, that's where, when you're talking Apple's going to need this. I don't know if it'll be FRSX or a company like FRSX. The thing that I like about FRSX is it's not LiDAR. It's not a LiDAR company. FRSX kind of figured out, and is an alternative to LiDAR. I think it's the future of the military. I think it's the future of robotics. And the fact that their technology is amazing. They pivoted very quickly too and found this and made this COVID detection mass screening solution for like airports and these big, huge crowds. So it's pretty remarkable. How do I compare NVIDIA to Tesla computer chips? Okay, let's give Tesla a run. And Sylvia, why would you want a Chinese car company to give Tesla? Wait, I missed something, I think. Let me see. TR says, perhaps Neo and XPEV give Tesla, the car company, a run for its money. All right, no. Neo, here's the thing with Neo, and I'll tell you, Neo, the Chinese government is not going to let Neo fail. I think five parts of all 5 branches of the Chinese government are like invested or have invested in some way, something crazy like that. Whatever they do over there. So the Chinese government's not going to let Neo fail. I'm sure it's going to do great, but again, I don't know how they're Tesla. You know, I don't see it. Maybe they are. What do I know? They will be here, and you know, and I think that's part of the plan was to get into the United States. But you know, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. So Tesla don't become monopoly. Well, I don't think Tesla's going to be a monopoly, and I don't know that they're going to really want to. I think they're just going to need a 4% market share, 5%. What kind of market share does Tesla have even? What do they have? 9 EVs an overall car. I'm not really quite even sure of that number. Every letter in the alphabet. Yeah, I know it's crazy. But again, you know, another thing to consider as well, you know, I don't know how many of these companies are going to make it, you know, how many. I don't think it's going to be that many. I don't think it's going to be like 15, you know, 20. I think a couple of them, you know. And I'm almost certain that Rivian will be there at the end. They're a very good company. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Rivian. If you look into Rivian, they're fun. They're good. That's a company I would consider buying and adding. If I could have if CCIV announced Lucid, like we're definitive and the price was right, I would consider adding it. But I'm, you know, now at this point, you know, it's like whatever. But Rivian, I would definitely consider adding. It's a very good, strong company. Oh, I believe you, Neo, will make it. The Chinese government's not going to let them not make it. There's no other way. You know, Rivian will be there. Strong support by Amazon. Yes, exactly. Very strong. Who else loves BCRX? I like BCRX quite a bit. Jay, Swiftbank, Black Sky leading real-time geospatial intelligence, imagery, and data analytics. Wow, I like that. I like the way that sounds. Black Sky, huh? Thank you for making that recommendation, Jay. I'm gonna write that one down. Eddie, you also know about this company, huh? Okay, I'm not familiar with it. and I will certainly look into it. SFTW, Black Sky. If you guys didn't hear what I said, two of the viewers were nice enough to mention this company, which is SFTW, and it's called Black Sky, and it's leading real-time geospatial intelligence, imagery, and data analytics company. So, I got to look into that one and see if that's something for me. It sounds fascinating. I love innovation. I love technology. And if that's something that I can really sink my teeth into, I like, it's my favorite stuff. So, thank you for mentioning it, Jay. Thank you for being on the live stream. It's Friday Night Stocks. If you just got in the live stream, smash that like button. I'd really, I'm going to hang out for a bit. I'm a nerd. I'm asking all stock nerds to join me. I really want to grow this channel. I really want to start to become more visible, get some eyes out there. The audience has been great. I love you guys. You guys have been awesome. Very nice to me. I see a lot of the same names. My message is clear, man. It's about DD. It's about research. It's about preparing yourself and effort, and doing things intentionally. Aside from that, it's not really rocket science, and and it's really fun to do it as a group, right? I really like the fact that the team aspect, the community aspect, the fact that we could just sit here and chat, bounce ideas off each other. I'm spitballing a little bit. If I say something, nonsensical, I want you guys to jump in there and get on me, check me. Come on, tighten up, Mike. Let's go, Oh, Dead Inside covered it. Okay, you know what? I really like Dead Inside. Dead Inside is a strong content creator. Strong, definitely. Out of the content creators, he's strong. I think Richard Allen is pretty strong. I think J Mac is strong. J Mac Investing is strong. Jack Spencer, I like Jack too. I used to watch more, but I like Jack. I like them. Who else? I'm trying to remember. What other YouTubers do I watch? I haven't really been watching too many other YouTubers though. Which YouTubers do you guys watch? I'd like to hear that. I pretty much seems like everybody watches Dead Inside, right? He's got a big channel and he's good at what he does. He deserves it, So are the other guys that I mentioned too. I don't know if you guys watch those guys. Check this out. Oh, and how can I forget Monster Stock Picks? He's always been really nice to me, always supporting, and I watch him. I think he picked some of the better I think he's one of the better biotech pickers, out here on this platform anyway, So I got a lot of respect for that for his channel too. Those are the guys I watch, but I've been really watching more. I've been watching more like pros, if you will. I've been watching a lot of Peter Lynch. I've been watching a lot of Ray Dalio. I've been watching a lot of Aswath Damodaran. Matter of fact, at my local bookstore, and this was so crazy to me, man. At my local bookstore, right around the next town over, there's a book bar, and it's hey Mohammed, how are you? I prefer StockTwits than YouTube. Okay. Thank you for joining. Well, make sure you get on StockTwits and tell them the MJF Invest got a channel's fire, man. You make sure you let these people know. One of my favorites. Hey, thanks, Jay. I appreciate that. Man. That's nice of you. I look on StockTwits after YouTube. All right. I'm on StockTwits too, guys. MJ_invest. Follow me on there. Also follow me on Twitter at MJF_invest. Same thing. Watch Moneymakers. He is good. Okay. Oh, you know what? I just started watching this guy, man, and I couldn't believe it. I found him, and I went, how the hell did I not know who this guy was? I just found him not too long ago. His name is Walrus Street, and he's got his little funny, quirky humor, but good. He's good. He's witty, sharp, and man, he really gets in, man, and he really focuses on the research. And I have a lot of respect for his channel as well, and that would definitely be a channel. That I would definitely say, check him out, I would check him out too. Two really good ones, Tom Stocks and Stockflix. I'm not familiar with either one. Maybe I should check those guys out too, huh? This channel is one of my favorites. Thank you, Deco. I appreciate that, man. I'm still a new content creator. I've only been making videos about 5 months. I'm not even monetized yet. You know, I need to upgrade my equipment. Obviously, I'm getting there. I need to upgrade my software, and I really want to be able to live stream and share my screen simultaneously. I also want to start inviting some guests on the channel. You know, open invites to other YouTubers. If you guys have YouTubers that you watch, you know, let them know. Tell them to come on this channel. I'll send an invite out. I'd love to have one of these guys on StockFlix or Tom Stocks or Monster Stock Picks or Dead Insider, a guy like that. That'd be great. Where we could just have a dialogue, you know, for 15-minute conversation or half-hour conversation, whatever, and go from there. So they're both from the UK. StockFlix does really well around videos. You'll love it. Okay, definitely, man. Thank you for the recommendation. Do I think there will be any growth in SNDL? There could be. I think it's a cannabis company. That's a good sector to be in. And I think the best possible scenario for Sundial would be that a bigger company would come along and buy them, right? You know, personally, I don't want to look for a trade like that, but that doesn't mean that there's not value. You know, obviously, I think there was, if it was sitting back down at 20 cents like it was not so long ago, that would be, you know, that's different. You know, but remember, higher highs, lower lows. You know, I always have a problem when I look at a company's website and it looks shady or they're not taking care of their website. I move right on. If I can't get your investor presentation and you don't want to tell me what you're doing, what you plan to do, or you don't feel the need to even put an investor presentation out there, then I don't think you need my money. You know what I mean? So Sundial was not for me. But if you did well on it, I'm happy for you. You know, I just don't know enough about it. I don't think it was a hard company to find information on. Where do you think the market is going next week, up or down? It's hard to say. I would expect that it's going to go up. You know, these corrections are normal and healthy. I don't want to have such a short-term view, and I don't want to guide anybody or make. And that's why I was quiet this week too. Like I was thinking, like I shouldn't want to make a video, but I was like, who the hell am I to tell anybody how to act in a market like this, right? Like I don't know what the hell if we're going up or down. So I was, you know, like same as always. You know, I tell everybody, you know, stay informed, do your own research, make your own choices, right? You know, and then I tell you the stocks that I like. This week I added ARKG. Next week I'm thinking that we're going to stabilize. I think that this was a healthy correction. I don't think it was a crash. But again, I don't want you coming back here cursing me out. You know, if it did, keep in mind there's a disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and I have no idea. In all fairness, I don't even think financial advisors know where it's going next week either. And with that being said, I think that it was a correction, and I think we're going to head in the right direction next week. Yeah, well, that's scary, man. Yes, yeah, you're right. The correction, there could also be, you know, I don't know, man. Some of these home prices too just don't make much sense to me. Big correction, should slowly move up, if not, a little move down. Yeah, well, the way it was explained to me from somebody that you know that I got, you know, that I get my advice from, somebody that I was talking to that I respect, had put to me and said it to me in terms. He was like, listen. He was like, about 4 times a year, you know, you're gonna get between 5 and 10% market corrections, and then there's a cycle where once every like 5 years, you're gonna get hit for like 20 to 50%. And if you ain't ready for that, then you can't be growth investing. So that's basically what I was told. What is one book you recommend understanding the markets, if you know any? Oh man, I love a few, man. Oh, books, man. I could talk about books all night. Let's see, a book. How to Make Money in Stocks by Jim Collins would probably be the one. Just one. Now I'm not saying don't go in there and just listen to everything and adapt every strategy or whatever. But that book had some real good stuff in it. I also really liked, as far as like just stock market, I also really liked, Oh, Peter Lynch, How to Beat Wall Street, and a few of Peter Lynch's books. You grab some Peter Lynch books, man, you're in good shape. I promise you'll love those. Peter Lynch is great. Oh, but I lost my train of thought. I was just saying before, I went to the Book Barn in the next town over, and they sell hardcovers for $1 and paperbacks for 50 cents. Okay, and I'm going through the business section, and I come across, and I wish I had it with me. I come across an NYU textbook on valuation models by Aswath Damodaran. I got it for 50 cents. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? An NYU textbook for 50 cents. I mean, I was blown away by that. I was like, wow, man, what the? I got it. Now, meanwhile, I'm trying my best to look into it and figure it out. But as I'm going through it a little more, I'm picking some stuff up. And I'm like, So really good read, man. Really, really fascinating. That's another thing I wanted to promote. Again, I'm not going to go tell you to go read NYU textbooks. If you're not at that level, that's fine. If you don't want, whatever. I'm just a total maniac when it comes to this stuff. But just cram it, man. You cram it in your brain. I mean, day and night. I got something going. When I'm working, I got an ear pod in with something playing in my ear. It's a Peter Lynch lecture, an Aswath Damodaran lecture, or a Ray Dalio or something, Kathy Wood or Chamath or whatever. I mean, I'm cramming innovative technology and growth investing and something stock market related. I'm cramming into my skull, at all hours of the day. Am I buying Pure Storage this week? I did. I bought a lot of it. I bought a lot of Pure Storage this week. When somebody asked me a little bit earlier, what trades did I make this week? I just hammered my conviction trades. In corrections and crashes, okay? This is what I've learned so far, that they're great days to add, right? Like they're great days to add to your conviction trades. You're not going to get Pure Storage cheaper than $23 unless it's during a correction. They just came off of very good earnings. They just named $200 million buyback, and they get a sell-off. You know what I mean? I hammered that. I hammered Leaps. I hammered them. I own a stack of Pure Storage Leaps, man. If Pure Storage goes off, whether I'm making YouTube videos or not, by January of 2023, I want you guys to go, I remember this content. This guy was telling me about this one. That guy made a lot of money, I bet. And yes, I did. If Pure Storage goes running where I think it is, then yes, I did. I'm going to make a lot of money. This is going to be the one that changes my life. I'm not being too cute with it, messing around here, messing around there, blah, blah, blah. I know what Pure Storage is. I know where this is going. They're late, man. I'm telling you, the market is very late to this. This company is unbelievable. I mean, they're like an octopus with tentacles in every single sector, everywhere you look. Big data is the future. There's only one game in town. Please go listen to that the earnings call, and you then honestly come back here and tell me you're not going to buy that company. It's unbelievable. They get the #1 NPS of any vendor there is, not in their industry, not in computing, not in big data, not versus their competitors, period. The #1 NPS score across the board. The average tech NPS is 16. Okay? Apple's at 60. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find. That's another reason I wish I had this chart. Would you even be able? No, you wouldn't even be able to see it if I pulled it up on my phone. Apple has an NPS of 60. That's great, right? You can go Apple. They're the best, right? It's got to be 6 or 60. No. Pure Storage has an NPS of 83.3. It's the highest score Medallia's ever given. Look into it. That implies superior products, superior support team. They're incredible, man. I'm telling you guys, look into it. I'm not going to tell you to go buy it. I'm telling you to go look into it, and you decide if you want to buy it. We'll listen to earning call this weekend. Yeah, please do, Vico. I really think it's a good opportunity. I mean, you guys got to decide for yourselves whether you like it, whether you see the value. But I think if you got to consider this. What is data? What is big data? Let me ask you guys a question. How is Facebook so rich? Does anybody know why Facebook is so rich? Facebook, right? Google is another one. Why is Google so rich? They don't charge any money for their products. Where do they get their money from? Does anybody ever ask why? Running to get a loan to buy Pure Storage right now. Yeah, I mean, bro, I've been hammering it. I'm gonna need a loan if it doesn't. If I'm wrong about this one, I'm in big trouble. But I'm being serious. Does anybody understand how Facebook or Google makes their money? Data accumulation and innovating based off data, selling data, etc. There you go. My point. How can they do that? If you can't store data, how can you do that? Data. It's all data, baby. It's all data. And the beauty of it is to start looking around, okay? Who runs the industry? Dell, H. Hewlett Packard. They run on magnetic disks. These are not, this is technology that is just, it's garbage. It doesn't work. It doesn't run fast enough for these companies. Now, what I want you to do after this too is look into Pure Storage's what they could do with genomics. This is a computer company that's in computing. Not only are they further in computing, they're going to further medicine. Okay, go read the UC Berkeley white paper. What they're doing with genomics and medicine, and then you figure out, because I could never figure out. I used to think, how is Pure Storage in ARKG? It's in ARKG. Why is a computer company in ARKG? That's why. It's the only product that runs fast enough for a genomics company, for AI, for machine learning, and for deep learning. FlashBlade, that's it. You want to do that, you got to buy FlashBlade. You don't have another choice. That's a good position to be in. ARC Trades, Pure Storage, advertise. Yeah, well, ads, of course. UC Berkeley white paper on genomics. No, UC Berkeley white paper, it's in the life science section on the Pure Storage website. And it talks about how Pure Storage plays into genomics and how basically Pure Storage is going to help change medicine and change DNA sequencing and all these things, all these fun things that we love don't happen without Pure Storage. That's the beauty of it. And that's why ARK owns 35 million shares of it or whatever they do. They got it on the download. They don't talk about it much. And not too many, and it's hard to understand, man. It took me like 6 months of studying this company religiously to figure it all out and really like get the picture. But this is as close to a can't miss as I've seen. I love this company so much. It's my biggest conviction trade. Stanford top 2 programs are in biology and computer science. Equal to the future is in what is studied, data storage, and prime with Pure Storage. What state am I in? I am in the great state of New Jersey, but don't you judge me. No, I'm in New Jersey. Yeah. I'm about 30 minutes from New York City. I grew up in a nice little suburb. You know, not really suburb. I mean, I grew up in both. I grew up in the city and suburb, and then back to the city, and then back to the suburb. So New Jersey's a really interesting town in that sense. Like, it's city, it's country, it's mountain, there's shore, it's hot, it's cold, there's snow. It's a pretty cool place in that sense. And I know we get a bad rap around the country, but I love it. Well, how about you guys? Where are you guys from? Like, everybody joining me? Where's everybody at? Where's everybody located? I'm 48 states. OTR Tucker. Cool, man. I have been in New Jersey. I'm in Cali. All right. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of Cali people, huh? Which is really cool. It seems like quite a few people watch from Cali. Sacramento, Vancouver. What's up, Vancouver? Sean from Vancouver. I like that. Canada. Another Canada, huh? Deco's from Canada too. Awesome, man. Awesome. And that's the beauty of this too, right? Like, I mean, we would never get to chat or talk, and the internet has opened up doors where we can express ideas and trade ideas, bounce ideas off of each other, implement strategies back and forth, and do a lot of cool stuff. Another Vancouver, Canada? Oh, I was going to say, I'm in Cali, Sacramento. He's just kidding. All right, that's really cool too. If you guys just got here, please smash that like button, man. I really appreciate you guys spending your Friday night with me. This Friday night stocks. I'm gonna start doing this more, man. I'm gonna try to do this on a recurring basis. Maybe Friday nights we're gonna sit down. I'm gonna go over the week, trades I made, trades I got into, my thoughts, news stories, and then take questions, comments, and whatever else that you guys want to talk about. We're about an hour in. I mean, as long as you guys are having fun, I'll stick around. I'm in no rush. We'll keep it moving. It looks like everybody's still chilling, having a good time. So smash that like button. Make sure if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, oh, never mind. I see, man, it's time for a drink and chill. It's TGIF. Well, enjoy, man. Enjoy. I got my drink right here. Check it out. Lipton. I'm a Lipton boy. Yeah. Welcome to join us, Dika. Oh, yeah. Vancouver. A lot of Canada, huh? Speaking of Canada, I talked about a company not so long ago on my channel. I made a penny stock video, and I talked about a company called Mogo. Are you guys familiar with Mogo? Man, it's time for a drink and chill. It's TJ. I'm sorry. What was the question? I'm sorry. Did I miss a question? I'm in Cali. I've been in New Jersey and 48 states. Over trucker. An OTR trucker? Oh, I said I'm in New Jersey. Do I know why Kathy Wood is buying Palantir? I think I know why. I think I do. I think Palantir is a pretty cool company. I think I like it at this price, at this levels. I really like it. If you wanted to try to understand it a little bit better, I have content about Palantir. I have about 3 videos. 2 of them, one of them is about their products, right? It's not necessarily like a stock analyzation, but I more or less get into what Foundry is, what Gotham is, and Apollo is going to be their 3rd platform. We break that down a little bit, really talk about, what they do and like how they got kind of a bad rap with the secrecy. But again, just like I was just praising Pure Storage for big data and all that, this is the same kind of thing. This is data analytics though, right? And it brings a lot of value when they're analyzing the data. Again, but if you can't store the data, you can't analyze the data. So without Pure Storage, Palantir is kind of useless too. Mogo is fintech. You mentioned it in MEMF. Yes, I did mention it. We did ask earlier if Robinhood is a good app or if something better. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to blow you. I just totally missed the question, man. Robinhood for a beginner, I'm going to tell you right now, is the best app, man. Don't listen to this bullshit that these people are telling you. Robinhood has done a lot more good than bad. These guys that are bashing it, they all got ulterior motives. They all would have done the same thing. Who didn't do it, right? And then also, too, I want to throw an alternative perspective out there, okay? So Vlad did some bullshit, right? Everybody's blah, 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 blah. But let me ask you, what would you have done? What would put yourself in his shoes, and what would you have done? Now, yes, I don't want that to be a pattern, but he did prove that he can make a tough choice and do what's best for the company. And a CEO that does whatever it takes is a good CEO. That's why CEOs aren't always good people. He just proved to me he'll do whatever it takes. He'll do what's best for his company. He'll take the heat, Also, he went on a media tour and he took it, man. I mean, he sat there and took it. I got a lot of respect for that guy, man. A newfound respect for this Robinhood CEO, honestly. I hope that's not too controversial of a stance. But sometimes CEOs, good businessmen don't always make good people, right? Sometimes good people don't make good businessmen just for that reason. Vlad, I don't think is ever going to be accused of being a great guy, but he certainly made the right call for a company, right? So that's just another way to look at it. Now, another thing is these guys are bashing him and jumping on him, kicking him while he's down. A lot of them have stakes in these other, and they have alternative alternative, ulterior motives. So, be careful, be careful with that, how they frame stuff, Webull, I like Webull too, but I'm saying for a beginner, right? The easiest platform to use by far is Robinhood, especially with options, just the way it interfaces. If you're a beginner and you don't have a lot of experience, I would say Robinhood is the way. If you're anti-Robinhood, like if you can't look yourself in the mirror because of what just happened and you don't want to use Robinhood, then I would probably say Webull would be the second most user-friendly for newer investors. But keep an eye on SoFi is coming up. That's not really a great place to trade stocks yet. They're very limited. There's no option. There's no OTCs. But again, but if you're a comfortable investor, Thinkorswim is the best platform. TOS is the best for sure. Yes, that's what I mean. It's the easiest and it's user friendly. But like I said, if you didn't want to use it, and I don't use it, I don't use it much anymore. I trade options on Robinhood. I have my Robinhood account strictly for options because even over Thinkorswim, they have the best options interface. It's the easiest to use. It's the easiest to read. It's the easiest to understand. It's just simple. I don't know if you when you get on there and you're looking at options on Webull or Thinkorswim or M1 Finance or SoFi doesn't even trade options yet. I don't know how they could even compare themselves. Yeah, as of now. I mean, I'm hoping one day they get there. And if SoFi gets there, they have a pretty nice platform too. On Twitter today, one of the social capital fund managers named Jonah Lupton, he won one of those spots. He actually was chatting with me today on Twitter, and he had mentioned something called Moneyline. And I wanted to look into it. I think it's ticker symbol FUSE. I don't know. I don't think it trades stocks, but I had that one down. And he's a pretty bright guy, so he mentioned that one. So I figured let me throw that one out there for you guys too, to look into. I use Robinhood right now. Do you make any brokerages platforms? Thinkorswim I use. That's my main platform. But I use Robinhood for options and I'm not going to sit here and bash Robinhood. I think Robinhood has done a lot of good in the world. They're real innovators, man. Zero commissions was impossible. People said it would never happen until Robinhood came along. I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't be investing without Robinhood. I literally thought this shit was magic until Robinhood came along. So it's going to be hard for somebody to get me to turn my back on them. I'm just saying, Robinhood literally helped change my life. So, I'm a loyal guy. I'm going to stay loyal to them. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be an idiot. If they continue a pattern or a trend, then I'll have to do what's best. But it's not like anybody did the right thing. Webull did the same thing. TD did the same thing. Robinhood's the only one who's getting in trouble for it. The only one that people are bashing. Why? Because they're the biggest? That's not a good reason for me, So I don't see anything wrong with the Robinhood platform, honestly. But that's just my opinion. If you don't like it, I would say probably Webull or Thinkorswim or other good ones. If you wanted to try those. Mogo is a fintech. Yes, I talked about Mogo in a penny stock video that I did. What attracted me to them was that they had in their investor presentation, they were very specific about getting after the millennials in Canada and promoting crypto and Bitcoin and marketing to that specific demographic. I really liked that strategy, which piqued my interest. Had me, and I had it on my watch list, and then I lost track of it. Next time I looked at it, it was $7 a share, and I was I missed the run up, But I was just curious. Is Mogo present? Is it visible in when you're around in life? Is there commercials? Is it signs? Do you see it, or is it kind of under the radar? Because that like I said, I know it was a Canadian company. That's why I while I have 4 people in this live stream from Canada, I figure I could get some answers, right? You never heard of it, huh, Sean? Okay. How about you, Deco? If you're still in, did you have you happened to hear of Mogo? It's under the radar. Okay. So I guess they still got a long way to go. Never heard either. Nope. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. You never heard of it? Okay. Okay. Well, they had like this whole thing in their investor presentation. This was going back, and when I was attracted to them, they were like $1 a share. So, I mean, I don't know if I would be attracted to them at $7 or $8 a share now, or whatever they are, $6 or whatever. But at the time, they were $1, and they did. They had a pretty fascinating plan how they were going to attract millennials into, Bitcoin and cryptos and stuff. Yeah, they're becoming popular. I have a friend who's a mortgage broker. I'll ask. Okay, cool. Cool. What else is going on? What are you guys thinking? I'm thinking next week, okay? I'm going to do a video on Sunday, possibly to discuss a little bit of what stocks that I'm gonna be looking at for the week, if there's some stability, man, because again, I don't want to be in here like giving advice and making recommendations in a market like this. I just don't, something's not right about that. I feel wrong. It's like sleazy because it's so speculative right now. It's we still don't know if we're in a reversal, or if we're in a crash, if we're going to be in if we're going to be in a correction. I don't really know what's going to happen this week. But if the market stabilizes, I'll have some trades that I could be looking to get into. I'll probably make a video Sunday, or possibly do a live stream Sunday with you guys. Dika's in mortgaging. There you go. There you go, my man. But again, what I want to do, and I hope everybody's looking at it this way. I hope everybody's looking at weeks of corrections. Then these corrections could go on for an extended period. You got to keep that in mind. Just because we saw a little bit of green today doesn't mean that this is over. We also saw a little green on Wednesday or Tuesday. I thought it was going to be over then, and then the very next day we got hammered. So keep that in your mind. Write notes, man. Take notes. Today I took notes, man, and I could connect those dots from my thoughts and my emotions and my trading, and keeping track of that, right? I want to promote that kind of stuff. I'd love to have an audience that did that kind of stuff. I feel like that's very beneficial. Having everything, your napkins, your reasons, your conviction trades, what you're not going to sell, why you're not going to sell. I keep my notebook right there with me. I keep everything written down. I wrote down today, about the crash, and how I was feeling, what I was thinking, and it really helped me keep things in perspective, right? Because again, it's very easy to get you get impulsive. I'm like, oh my God, man, it took me 12 months to get my portfolio here. I gave 25% of it back in a week. I'm like, oh, I'm so bummed out. Oh, you're feeling so sorry for myself. But it's like, no, that's not a good mentality to get in. The mentality is, wait a minute, Tesla's $650 right now. Right? Pure Storage. Look at this, man. The earnings, the companies that you believe in, the ones that you love. Now, I don't know which companies. Everybody's going to have their own companies that they love, their conviction trades. But those are the trades you want to hammer them, man. You want to hammer them. It should be like a kid on Christmas morning, in a crash like that. You're like, oh my God, it's like free shares, right? If you're not feeling that way, then I don't know if that company should be in your portfolio. When things stabilize a little bit, again, I'll get more back into some of the speculative trades. I'll start making calls again, like IMPX or MRA, that kind of thing, MARA or BNGO, and some of the other speculative trades that we got in early, FRSX, Nano, NNDM. But as of right now, until I see a little more stability in the market, at least I'm going to promote and talk about and put the message out. Let's hit the fundamentals, man. Let's hit the DD. Let's hit the research. You know, let's get in the investor presentations, right? You know, make sure there's reasons, you know, check the company's margins, right? Is the margins good? You know, is there growth? Is there year-over-year growth? What kind of sector are they in? You know, who are their competitors? What are their competitors' market cap? What's their price to sales in comparison to their competitors' price to sales? Is there room to run? How much room to run? You know, those kind of questions are questions that are pretty, you know, pretty standard, you know, and those are, we got to, you know, that's kind of, well, so would I rather invest in a good, strong company with a little growth rather than a penny stock with higher growth? Well, I mean, that's tough to say because, I mean, penny stocks, most of them, you're just going to lose your money. I promise. I don't know how much investing you've been doing. I don't know how much success you've had. I don't know if you're new, but what's been going on the last like 8 months, let's say, it's not real. Like, it's not real life, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like video game stuff. You know what I mean? This isn't the way the market usually acts, right? It's a very bullish market. Now, if it continues to be this way, that could be the new way, and that would be great. I'd be like, oh my God, I'd be very happy with it. You know, don't get me wrong. I took total advantage. I changed the way that I invested. I changed the way that I traded, you know, when the market got like that. And I did start taking on some penny stocks and some this, but under normal conditions, like the company would have to be pretty special for me to buy it, you know, a penny stock, because I know they normally don't hold gains, and slower growth companies that think more long term are the companies that make it usually, you know. With that being said, you know, a lot of these pennies, you're probably like, ah, man, shut up, I'm up 500%. You know, I hit on this one and that one, and I know everybody did, right? Like a lot of penny stocks went nuts the last few months. Great company analysis questions. Thank you, Deco. Yeah, and that's kind of like the investors that I want to be. And don't get me wrong, now, Gurvinder, you were talking about penny stocks, right? And penny stocks are great, man. If you go back through my content and my work, you know, I love penny stocks as much as the next guy, but make sure that you don't have your entire portfolio mixed up like that. You would have gotten hit by 80%. If your whole portfolio was penny stocks, you might be down 90% right now. You know, if you didn't have good, strong companies in your portfolio, you'd be down like 80%. You know what I mean? Especially in corrections, especially in crashes. They get hit first. They get hit the hardest, you know? Good. Yeah. So, yeah, over the long term, I would rather have, you know, a better company, a good, strong company that's going to grow, give me year-over-year growth. And if the market turns back to this bullish, you know, party, it was a party, man, last year. It really was. I mean, come on, 20x. How many times are you going to 20x your money? It probably, I hope it happens again, but, you know, I can't realistically expect that. I know, and that's the problem. I want to be an alternative to that, man. I know everybody in YouTube is hyping penny stocks, and I know the reason they do it too. And I feel, and I get the dilemma as a content creator. You know, I fell into the trap myself, right? I make videos, right? I make these videos about some pretty elaborate companies. I'll give you an example. I have a blockchain video on my channel, okay? I worked really hard to learn about blockchain and really get deep into it and understand what like decentralized apps are and understand how Ethereum works, to understand how Bitcoin works, to understand the technology as a whole, to understand like what decentralized really means, to understand how a decentralized network really works. I spent hours, right? Hours reading. I read like 2-3 books, article after article. Took me a few hours to make the video, edit the video, put the video out, okay? Block, now keep that in mind. Over a 2-day period, I probably worked on it about 12 hours. That video still to this day has like 200 views, right? I can make a video about Zomedica or INPX or a penny stock and just put penny stock in the title. And I know I'm going to get 1,000 or more views, 2,000 views, 5,000 views. I know it. So as a content creator, what are you going to do? You're going to keep making penny stock videos. That's what the people want. So that's kind of what goes on with this. And then it kind of creates like a I don't want to call it a pump and dump, but it creates a lot of eyes on a certain stock because the content creator is now not doing what's best for the viewer. He's doing what's best for himself. So he's intentionally hunting and looking for a penny stock to bring you because he knows you want to see penny stock videos. And when I say you, I don't mean you as an individual. I mean the audience, the people, the overall, it's just the way it is. And I get it. I get the whole thing, but I don't want to be that. I want to be an alternative to that. I want to be a place where retail investors can come, good, solid information, good, solid, quality stocks, growth stocks, and learn how to do it themselves. Learn how to do it themselves. Learn how to find stocks, learn how to research stocks. You'll learn, what metrics I'm looking for. I'm open with that stuff, man. I don't care. I'm not trying to hold or harbor anything. This process changed my life. I'm more than happy to share it with an audience. More than happy to. It brings me joy. It brings me pleasure. So, that's kind of the channel and vision that I want, Now, with that being said, I did go through a period where I was like trying to get views. I was like, man, I want to get views. I want to get views. So I intentionally made penny stock videos. But then I caught myself and I asked myself, I said, man, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Who am I doing this for? So good job. And you're doing as a person, bro. Thank you. Karma is a bitch. Yeah. I have STPK, FRSX, Neo, Tesla, Gevo, Apple, Microsoft, CPSH, good company, man. SOS, QuantumScape, Zoom, TELL, and NNDM. I'm not familiar with TELL or STPK. I think I got to look into those ones and see what they are. But your portfolio looks solid, man. I hope you do very well with that and make a lot of money. I like it. True on the TikTok as well. But everyone, hype and penny stocks getting clicks and views on YouTube. Sean, exactly. Yes. That's where I was. It took me like 3 minutes to say what you said in 2 lines. Great. I need to get back on this grind. I still have STB yesterday. Good job, Carmen, but you must. All right. If anybody just got into the live stream, please smash that like button. That kind of stuff goes a long way. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're not following me on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter at MJF_invest. I'm a little bit more, it's quicker for me to get an idea out there. It's a little easier to have access to me. I like to communicate with the audience on Twitter, build friendships, trade ideas, strategies, the whole 9, man. So follow me on Twitter. I also have a LinkedIn account. I'm on StockTwits. I'm all over the place. So, also too, don't be afraid to mention, on those platforms, that you at least respect this channel, that this channel is pretty good. That kind of endorsement goes a long way with the public. We're close. I'm close to getting monetized, man. I can't wait. I just started the Patreon. I got the link in the description. There's only 2 tiers right now. One's going to be viewed as expensive. I don't expect anybody necessarily. If you wanted to, if you were a newer investor and wanted like a one-on-one coaching, more than happy to do that. I'm also going to add a Discord tier pretty soon to do basically what everybody else does. I'm going to do that for like $20 a month. And, we'll do Discord, buy and sell. I'll have channels like, where we could post DD in, that kind of stuff. And then I also have another tier as well. So check that out. More to come. I'm looking to do more, looking to lay some stuff out. I really want to get this channel going in the next few months. By the summertime, I want to have a legitimate channel. I want to have quite a few thousand subscribers with some shows, and some content, some different kinds of content. So. I can only do that with your help, so make sure you keep coming back. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're telling your friends and your coworkers, Don't forget that you're a family man. Feel free to outsource and have a team. Woo! Yes, one day, man. One day. I have a I have a plan and a vision, and I hope that it goes the way that I want it to. And yes, one day there will be a team. One day there's going to be an army, baby. You know what I mean? Taking over. hostile takeover. Please do a video on HUMBL. We as viewers will appreciate it. All right, man. I would definitely look into that one. I've been hearing about that one quite a bit, so I will look into it. Let's go. Let's go. You know, a solid perspective too, man, because, you know, as a trader, an investor, a businessman, whatever, you know, your company, whatever it is you're looking into, I really don't believe, don't believe like unless you're not going to be, you can't be good in these areas if you're not good and taking care of your responsibilities. If you're not living your life with principles and that kind of thing, at least for me, you know, so everything's kind of got to be in line for me, you know, so that, thank you for saying that, Deco. You know, sometimes I do need that reminder. There needs to be a balance, you know, and you know, family is important, and being there and you know, and finding that balance to unplug sometimes too, you know, and sometimes that's needed, you know, so thank you for saying that. Sometimes I need to hear that, because, you know, I could get worked up, you know. What's CPSH? Jay, CPSH is it's how would you call it, a space play? It's surrounding the space economy. I don't know if you'd call it a space play. Awesome, man. If I'm ever in Sacramento, I will definitely hit you up, man. Thank you. I hope that you watch some future videos. I hope that I see you, you know, on some future live streams, and I hope you keep coming back, man. You know, make sure you hit that like button. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending your Friday night with me, man. I really appreciate that. Let's talk stocks on a Friday night. I love it. Like I said, I'm going to keep doing this on Friday nights as long as we keep getting people. There's still a few people in here, so I guess everybody's still hanging out, having fun. I'm not going to go anywhere until you guys do. So if you guys are here, I'm here. What percent do you think is good for penny growth stocks in a portfolio? Okay, I'm going to tell you the way that I have my money allocated right now at the moment. My money is in Pure Storage, 20% of my portfolio. Tesla's 18, Roku's 12, PayPal's 10, right? So that's like almost 50% of my portfolio right there in just 4 stocks. And then I got MP, Open, Metro Mile are 5% each, 5, 10, 15. I got a little bit of Bitcoin. I got 2 tokens of Ethereum. And then I'm holding some cash. I usually hold about 3% of my portfolio in penny stocks and growth stocks. So whether that be in one trade, 3% into one trade, or, you know, 1.5% or fractions of a percent in a couple, I'm never holding more than 10 companies at a time, maybe 12. But I have noticed when I at times that I have let my portfolio get that much, you know, when I'm trying to juggle that much, I haven't done as well. When my portfolio is tight, trimmed, and I know what's going on with my companies, I know what's happening, and with my companies, there's nothing that I know what I need to know about my company. I sit on every web call. I'm subscribed to the newsletters. I'm on their websites every day. You know, I'm on their Twitters every day. You know, so I understand my companies. I know my companies. When something happens inside my companies, I know it. And I don't know how you could do that with, if you own like 17 companies or whatever, 20 companies, I don't know how you could do that, you know? The best way for me is, right, like I just told you, is I own like 7 companies, long term. I'm willing to go to 10. If I find 3 more companies that I really like, I'll add them, like really like in the future. But I keep it tight, man. And I think, and I just found it to be the most efficient way was to have a portfolio that I could really, really take control of and know, you know, really understand, you know. So, you know, and again, that's why, like today, like I was nervous because I was down my money, but I'm looking at my companies and I'm like, well, what would I even sell? Like, I wouldn't sell none of this. I'm not selling anything. So, you know, you know, my portfolio makes it easy for me because I love my companies, you know. We're better just growing stock. Let's see. Do you have a dividend portfolio? That's me with Tesla. Okay, very nice, very nice. I love Tesla too. Tesla's my second biggest company. Tesla was my biggest position up until just recently. Just recently. Now it's Pure Storage. It's my number one position, man. Did you have a dividend portfolio? I do not have a dividend portfolio. I don't. I will. I hope to. I hope to one day. I have some goals. I have some goals in a dividend portfolio. You have to have a lot of money to make to. I feel like to be a dividend investor successfully. Anyway, for what I'm trying to do, right? Like, it's not that I'm not wealthy. Like, I'm not a wealthy guy, but like I'm not looking for 2% return. Like, I'm not looking for a 5% return. I'm not even looking for a 10% return, really. I'm looking to make some money. You know what I mean? So like, dividends ain't gonna cut it for me right now. You know, I'm a growth investor. I mean, I invest in innovation. You know, I invest in technology, and with that, you know, I understand the game I'm playing, and I'm prepared to take these hits, man. Sometimes you're gonna get crushed, man, and it's part of it. You know, you hope it doesn't happen, you know, too much. I hope this doesn't go on for too long, but unfortunately, I did know it was a possibility. I always have. You know, we all do. You know, and you know, we go from there. Time is 11:20. Yeah, it's getting late. We've been at it for an hour and a half. Does anybody got any more questions? Any stocks you guys want to talk about? Any stocks you want me to look into? You know, if anybody on here, I don't know what anybody's plans are. Sunday, I'm probably going to do another live stream, either Sunday afternoon or Sunday night. I'm debating. That's right. Do your DD, peeps. Do your DD. I do my DD, right? It's my hashtag. I always put that hashtag. It never trends, but I try. Story of my life. So yeah, that's really all I got. If you guys want me to look into some stocks, I'll probably even do a video tomorrow. I'm saying Sunday. I probably won't have anything to do. I'll probably jump on here and either do a live stream tomorrow or make a video, a research video. I haven't decided. I've also been thinking about, and I don't know if the same people are on from before. I really want to try to get some software or know what software to use. I have a Chromebook, and I'm trying to get to be able to share my screen as long as my webcam at the same time while I'm live streaming, right? This way I would love to do a research video right now, like live with you guys, you know? You'll go over it together, you know, right now. But I don't know how to share my screen and my webcam simultaneously. So I run into that problem. How do I start my DD process? The first thing I usually do is I start to look into the company's SEC filings. I like to read the most recent. I start with the most recent earnings. It's the first place to start. If something in the most recent earnings usually tells me whether I'm out of here or to keep going. You know, so that's usually the first place. The most recent earnings and then the most recent annual earnings. That's where you start. You start in the SEC filings. Nice. Yeah, because I feel like the most recent earnings will give you the indicators that you'll need that you need to know, right? Like right away I can look at the margins, right? Like if I see low margins, I just go, this ain't for me. I leave. You know what I mean? Like right, that's enough for me. Or if I see like not enough growth or, you know, stunted growth, you know, that kind of thing, then I just know I don't even care. I don't even waste my time in the investor presentation. If it's you know, if it's a bad business, let's say, if the business is not being run right or being run well. What indicators do you depend on most frequently? Well, it all depends. For a growth stock, there's a couple, it's difficult to explain, but I will say this. Each company in each sector, needs to be analyzed differently and uniquely, right? Growth stocks need to be, certain metrics are a little more important, or a little bit, or will tell you a little more, right? With the growth stock, you want to consider the competitors, the market, the TAM, the total addressable market. You want to consider moats, right? Like moats would be an advantage. Like, where are the moats? Like, why this company over the others? I usually want to identify. If I can't identify at least two moats, then I go, well, I don't know. This is a gamble, right? I certainly don't think I'm gambling, but I might be. But I guess time will tell. I'm looking for advantages, though. Like I can say this with certainty that Tesla will be the best EV company in 10 years, barring some kind of freakish, thing. It's not really, they have advantage after advantage after advantage against the rest of the companies. The rest of the EV companies. They have like 7 advantages. Like, how are any of these companies going to catch them? They're not. It's never going to happen. In my opinion, again, barring some freakish thing. But if I can't see a moat, then you're guessing. You know what I mean? Like, so you want to look at the competitors. You want to look at sales. You want to make sure sales are coming at the end of the day. Decide, are the margins increasing? Are they high margins? Are they low margins? What's the company's debt? You want to look into all that stuff. At the end of the day, just like in real life, you don't want to carry a lot of debt. It's okay to carry some debt, but you don't want to carry a lot of debt. And you certainly want to have more assets than liabilities. So same thing with a company, right? Products in the pipe. What indicators do you depend on most addressing? How do you start your DD? Talk about TSNP. A lot of people are really into this company, this TSNP company, huh? I mean, that's like the 3rd time that company came up on this live stream. So I guess I should look into that one, huh? I keep saying I want the channel to grow and I want views, but I guess I need to make a TSNP video. It seems like that's what everybody wants to talk about. Canada, oh yeah, products in the pipe. That's right. Cannabis is legal in Canada, right? Is cannabis federally legal in Canada? Yes, I figured. Very nice. They grow some good stuff up there too, right? From what I understand, that's like the one of the main spots, right? Yes, legal. Okay. That's what we're waiting for in the United States, and that's another reason too I like that sector so much. I'm certainly considering adding a cannabis stock. Best is in BC, I hear. British Columbia? Is that BC? British Columbia, right? Oh, he said he meant the pipeline. I tell you, meant products in the pipe. Like it's Friday night, you're Canadian. I was like, all right, Sean's getting groovy, man. Why not? I don't judge. Yeah, why not? But again, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this Friday night. Friday night stocks. Should we do it again next week? What do you guys think? Let me know. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend, tell a coworker, change somebody's life, make them invest, get them to invest. I'm always blabbing to somebody. Yes. Okay, cool. Then we're definitely going to do it. Friday night stocks next week. Friday night stocks from now on. This was episode number 1. I'll keep a lookout. I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to do another live stream this weekend, either today or tomorrow or both. If you guys are available, please jump on. I hope you guys had a good time. I'm also going to work on a research video too. A couple companies I wanted to look into. I have some companies that I'm ready to go to camera with. So, some content's coming, almost monetized. Again, look out for the Patreon. Support the channel, guys, please. I love, thank you so much. I love all the support I've been getting. I appreciate all the support I've been getting. You guys have been great. Keep it coming. Keep coming back. Smash that like button. Subscribe for future content. Let's talk stocks. I usually say down below in the comment section, but this time it's to my right and it's a live chat. So again, thank you so much, guys. Happy Friday night. This week was a rough one. Again, next week hopefully is better. We're going to be prepared for it though, right? Conviction trades, long-term investing, patience, discipline. No, it's no secret, diamond hands, rocket emojis, all that, right? Any companies I want to research? Thank you. Have a great one. Yeah, there's a couple, buddy. I'm gonna stay tuned. I got a couple coming. And again, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for spending it through Friday night with me. Everybody have a fantastic night. And again, keep coming back.